Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Friday morning, and you know what that means. That means we bring on the one and only Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage. How you doing, sir?
Man, that was such an introduction. I feel great. No, this is great. That was a nice little pick me up. So
There
wow,
you go.
thanks for the introduction.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you being a part of this channel all this years. Folks, if you don't know, Stephen has an entire playlist with hundreds of hours of material you can go back and watch, because we've been talking about non-QM lending for almost a year now. So lots of material there. Stephen, do me a favor, get the marketing thing out of the way, and then I have a topic for you.
You got it. So again, although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. And let's get it cracking.
You know, one of the things I want to talk about with you, Stephen, I actually wrote about it in my book, One Rental at a Time, is lots of people, lots of investors, lots of media talk about the real estate market, right? The real estate market. If the real estate market's up, the real estate market's going to crash, the real estate this, real estate that. What I experienced in my 21 years is, yes, there absolutely are real estate markets. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is there is an important and often never spoken about lending market. And what I mean by that is lenders, whether that be the standard Fannie, Freddie, credit unions, whatever, lenders sometimes want to lend and they will make it extremely easy. And sometimes lenders are scared. Think back to March of 2020, right? That 4-week, maybe 6-week period when we shut the economy down. Lenders didn't come out and say, we don't want to lend. Lenders just changed overlays, changed structures, did all kinds of things. So I want to talk about the lending market, because I think there are cycles, right? If I go back and look at my 21-year history, there are peaks and valleys. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's, am I just all wet, or is there really a lending market?
Oh no, 100%. And again, I mean, there's so many different variables that, kind of play a part in it, and depending upon what kind of lender you are and what factors will influence your changes and or, appetite for lack of a better word. So depending on your business model, right? If you're doing government stuff, it's Fannie Freddie. So it's, specific guidelines. As it pertains to, pertains to non-QM, it's a different market. It's Wall Street, it's secondary market. So it's more of what the market's going to react to. So yeah, when March 2020 came around, Wall Street pulled back. Nobody was buying anything. So
yeah, we didn't know. Stop.
Yeah. Yep. So that, like you said, how the economy is being affected, or how real estate market is being affected by the economy, so will the finance market in relation to real estate as well as the economy. So it just depends on what type of loan you're looking for. But right now it's going to definitely change. Like you said, on the government side, they're going to have more overlays. Like you said, they don't want to do those loans, but if they're going to do it, they're going to make you pay for it. So that's really what the change is. And so I think that's what you're saying with the ebb and flow. They'll kind of turn on the faucet or turn off the faucet by making it easier or harder. Yeah. So that's basically, they're not going to turn off all the way, because why would they? They still need money, water, you know what I mean? But they're just going to make it harder. So, because those are high risk, that's not what they really want, but they'll still make money off of it if that's what you want. So yeah, there's going to be some changes. There'll be some slowdowns. And then, to go along with some of the themes of this week with some of your experts, which again, I watch a lot of your channel too as well. Not just my shows or my videos, but in relation to, what's that going to affect our market if, rates go up a full percent, or, our transactions going to slow down 100%. I mean, we're seeing that in maybe in a small window, but then there's also some of the, FOMO, fear of missing out kind of aspect, because now it's like, oh my God, I know rates are going up, what's going on. And so it's going to, I guess, level out, because if you've been getting any financing over the last several years, your rates are still pretty low. So it's going to take a good reason for you to have to refinance again to pull cash out, or whatever the case is. But as far as investing, they're going to be, it's going to be some changes. It's going to be some ebb and flow, I think. But as far as on the financing side, definitely, I would agree. There's definitely a lending market for sure.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple ways that I look at the lending market. And I actually, again, not many people talk about this. I look at the lending market as a leading indicator.
Right.
If the lending market is tightening adding overlays, raising rates, adding margin, whatever.
Right.
My feeling is wherever that's occurring, I can look ahead and realize that at a minimum, transactions are going to fall, right? Because they're going to do less loans.
Sure.
And if it becomes a forced behavior, meaning you have to refi at that point, that's a problem. Because that's what I saw in the single family or residential market is lenders pulled back, then those 2 and 28 started to reset. The first 2 years wasn't a problem, right? Everybody was paying the minimum, everybody was good. But when you refied and you went from 0.9 to 7.9, you're like, I'm out. I can't afford this.
Right.
That is why my conversations with Jonathan and Anna this week left me scared. I talked to Anna. I gave her 3 Fed scenarios, right? Aggressive Fed, dovish Fed, up and down Fed. And that one video where the Fed was uber aggressive, I saw Anna get uncomfortable. It's like, ooh, right? Rates go up 2% by December. And what does that mean for all the IO and all of this debt? So I am more and more convinced that the pain we are about to feel, and when I mean pain, I mean people are going to lose money, is in any asset that has to refi, i.e. commercial stuff. So I am so thankful that you were able to get me 30-year money on my apartments in my office, because you can't come get it, right? There's no 5-year window where I got to refi. So just another thank you from me.
No, my pleasure.
For getting me that.
And a lot of people heard the message that you and I were screaming for, a good three months or so. 30-year fix, all the way down 399 on commercial multifamily. I have this one gentleman, I call him out all the time, Will. Shout out to Will. He was super aggressive. As soon as he saw where the rates were at, he didn't bother I'm going to shop you around. I was fast. We could close stuff in under 17 days. He got at least 5 loans, I think, within the last quarter of 2021, all 399. He was super, all 30-year fixed, a couple apartment buildings, So he was a really aggressive, and he saw, and he understood. It was like the move of the market. He was still fine because we were still, allowing him to buy below what 30-year fixed conventional money was at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the time his loan came market, we had changed the floor, but we had to honor his rate because he had submitted it previously. But rates were above 4%. He was locking a 30-year fixed apartment at 399.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's not tease anybody. It ain't there today.
I know.
But Will, shut out. Will took action.
Yes.
That's the key.
For sure.
So there's a couple of things about the lending market that I see today, because again, it's so shocking that we called this out. We told people what to do. We did it. This channel is very different. We don't scream. We tell what people were doing. But now as I look at the market, 30-year owner OCC is over 4.
Right.
Investor loans, Fannie, Freddie, FHFA over 5.
Right.
So to me, this is people tightening up. This is people going, we're not sure what's going on. Whereas, is inflation going to be transitory? Is it going to be Is it going to get worse? There's a lot of stuff going on. So what I see in the lending market is it's getting a little bit tighter today.
Well, yeah, because I think the cost of borrowing money is going to be going up, quite a bit pretty soon. So that always kind of trickles down into, towards the borrower at some point. So they're going to, the margin's getting thinner, so they're going to have to adjust pricing to accommodate. And so, we're seeing a slow transition. I know with some of the videos with, say, Anna Kelly and some of your other experts, I think the, best thing to do is just take it head on and just do the aggressive moves, I believe, just so that we can, sure, it's going to be really painful, but for a shorter period of time instead of 7 years. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I totally agree. I learned as a kid, like most of us probably did, when you rip off a Band-Aid, do you want to go one hair at a time or do you want to go fast?
Oh yeah.
And for me, it's always been fast, right? Just get it done. Let's have a deep recession. Let's have for me, you have 2 choices. You either punish the rich, which anybody who owns assets, I'm calling rich, or you punish everyday American who don't own assets or maybe just own their home.
Sure.
Because you have 2 options. You either reset all this fun money that was going after assets lower, or everyday Americans got to pay more gas, more food for a long time, right?
Right.
Again, neither option is great, right?
No.
The Fed has put themselves in a corner where we have 2 bad outcomes.
Yep.
I suggest going fast. I don't think they will, but that's what I suggest.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to some of these, inaction of certain things, it just really gets upsetting when you have to figure out that politics plays a part in it too, and why they don't do certain things that should be, fiscally sound only because of certain times of the year. It's election year. It's it gets frustrating to kind of think about all that stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about what we know mainly. But
Sure.
yeah, it's definitely going to see a slowdown for sure. I'm already starting to see some, pullback as far as transactions. I had a gentleman who had approached me with a 23 property blanket, and he was kind of caught in the crosshairs as far as with the rates changing recently.
Yeah.
So now with the floor moving up, it didn't make sense for him as much as far as the whole portfolio that he wanted to reallocate. Now it's down to maybe 7 or 8 out of the 23. So
Yeah.
We're going to start to see a little bit of a less transactions, of course, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be opportunities out there because again, as those short-term loans are going to adjust, people can't afford them. They're going to start to sell. So we'll start to see less refis and maybe more purchases in some cases. So
I think so.
See. Yeah. So, but it's going to be interesting either way.
Yeah. It's never boring. It's always fun.
No,
it's always changing.
Nope. And thanks to this channel as well, Mike, because I saw the early morning daily financials, with the
cool.
message board and the positive comments. I think that's a great touch. It really reiterates, what this channel's doing, and it does work. There
They're
you go.
going on the board.
Yep. No, that's awesome, man. And no, a lot of influence from this channel has allowed me to be a little bit more disciplined. Cool. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. I've gained a lot. It's in a lot of positive ways. I've increased my overall net worth just by being more disciplined and understanding. I'm old enough to know wants and needs. It's just it's good to have somebody to reiterate that. Yeah, because I'm single, got no overhead, got no kids, like not even a pet anymore. So it's just all this disposable income.
We got to fix that. We got to fix that.
Yes,
we got to get you a pet.
So anyway, man, I don't want to take too much of your time today. So
that's all right. I appreciate it. Again, folks, what I want to say on this front, again, there's always a great day to buy a great deal. Yes, rates are up. I'm still looking. In fact, I'm more excited today with rates going up than I was a month ago. Part of that, honestly, is because I took action and raised capital when it was easy.
Yes,
granted,
right.
I understand.
You're in a position where you got some power to play with, and you can make some real aggressive moves. Yeah,
but it's actually, as rates go up, it will squeeze. It will create more fear, and I'm more excited by what's coming because I want the real estate market to slow down. I hate having to make a decision in 7 seconds, even though I can. I don't like to do it. So again, if you're in a position where you want to get some dry powder, historically speaking, something in the 5s, still great. The first loans I were doing in the 7s, and it was still profitable. So if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But,
just do the work, do the numbers, and that's pretty much what it is. So
every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thanks again, man.
All right. How do you want them to reach out?
sdow@velocitymortgage.com. Please put in the subject line ORAAT. People forget to leave that one extra A, and it gets stuck in quarantine for a couple weeks. Body email, maybe a quick synopsis of what you're looking for. Specifically, I need at least property type, address, if not address, city and state, desired loan amount, mid-FICO score, best phone number to reach you. That'll be the fastest.
Let's go. Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Sir. Appreciate it.